Hi there, I'm Penny Johnson, your instructor for the course, Business Spreadsheet Applications. In this little video, we're going to walk through the steps for any given chapter and the activities that you need to do to prepare yourself for the homework for every chapter. So you can see I've already logged into Blackboard. I'm going to advance to our course, Business Spreadsheet Applications. Once that course is loaded in Blackboard, I'm going to slide this over a little bit. I'm going to click on Assignments, and then for this video, I'm just going to scroll down and use Chapter 1 as our example. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Chapter 1. For every single chapter, there are three things you need to do. You need to read the chapter first, and while you're reading it, you'll walk through the skills in Excel and master those skills so that then you become prepared to complete the homework assignments. And there's always two homework assignments. The first homework assignment is done in Blackboard. You'll download the file and the instructions from Blackboard. You'll complete the work in Excel, and then you'll upload it back to Blackboard. It's an assignment that I manually grade. The second assignment is always done through My IT Lab. You'll download the file and the instructions from My IT Lab, work the assignment in Excel, and then upload it back to My IT Lab. And we have reasons for using this mix of types of homework assignments in Blackboard and in My IT Lab. And that information is here in Blackboard, and I can talk to you about it at any time. But before you get to the homework, you have to prepare yourself. You have to learn the skills and master the skills before you even get to the homework. So let's talk about reading the chapter. If you have the physical book, if you've actually purchased the physical book, then that's great. Just flip to the Chapter 1 pages and start reading. But you also have the option to use the ETextbook within the My IT Lab system. So that's what I'm going to walk through here. And then no matter which one you choose, we'll use the same series of steps for learning the material in the chapter. Okay, so remember, I'm in Chapter 1. I've scrolled all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to click on Course Content. When you click on Course Content, it advances you to the My IT Lab system. It's where our My IT Lab homework sits, and it's where our ETextbook sits. So I'm going to click there on our ETextbook, and then I'm going to click the second one because I'm on my laptop, not my iPad. So I'm going to click on that. It'll open a brand new window. If you don't see this new window, then that means you have to enable pop-ups, and there's a whole separate video to show you how to do that. I see the window, so I'm going to click here to open the ETextbook, and it'll take a little bit to load. It takes a little while to load. Okay, so while it's loading, let me talk to you about the chapter. This isn't a history class. We're not Introduction to Sociology, so we don't just read our chapters. We have to work through our chapters. We have to both read and work through our chapters. So in any given chapter, the textbook is going to talk to us about why we learn a certain skill, and then it's going to walk us through the steps for applying that certain skill. All right, so let's take a look at this. So here I'm going to click this dash, dash, dash. That's the table of contents. All of the chapters are kind of grouped within units. So I'm going to click on Unit 1 and then Chapter 1, and then I'm going to click the next one down, which is the first page of Chapter 1. Okay, so in every chapter, I'm going to read about the why. It's going to explain why and how we do certain things. And then after I'm reading that, well, here, let's take a look. So here's the white pages. It's the introduction. I'm going to flip to the next page. Here's the why. Why do we use spreadsheets? What is a workbook? Why do we use workbooks instead of other types of things? And then notice here, interspersed are these blue shaded boxes, and the blue shaded boxes they contain the steps on how we do certain things. So here you can see it says on the taskbar, click this. So you have to read the white part of it, the white shaded areas, to understand why we're doing something. And then you have to walk through the blue shaded boxes to actually apply those skills and master those skills to prepare for the homework. All right, they'll also have other like sidebar kind of information, which is really great and useful stuff. So this is a good reference book. I'm going to keep advancing here. Notice I have some more white colored pages, more why, and then I have some blue, the how, the things that we actually need to do. So I'm going to use this as an example. You can see here it says click the worksheet tab, click a different worksheet tab, click the documentation worksheet tab, save the workbook. When you're walking through the blue boxes of steps, what I want you to be doing is also taking notes of what you're doing. So here on the screen, I'm going to show you, these are my messy handwritten notes from Chapter 1. And so I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. you can see what I'm doing is I'm taking my own notes on the exact steps that the textbook is having me do. I'm not only doing it in Excel, so I'm doing it in Excel while I'm reading the chapter, but then I'm also taking notes on it. And this is just my cryptic way. You can take notes however you want. But here I've noted that I click the Home tab, I click the Assignment group, I click the Merge and Center button. And so on the right-hand side, I have kind of the command that I'm looking for. That way then when I get to the homework and I need to use these skills, I can and if I don't remember how to do it, I can refer back to my notes. If I don't remember how to delete a row, I can flip back to my notes. And you can see they all kind of line up on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, I've also written down what page this was on. So if my notes are a little too cryptic and I can't quite figure out what I'm supposed to do, I can always flip back to that page in the chapter and remind myself of how the skill works and how I'm supposed to apply it. It's really critical that you take notes as you're walking through the steps. The act of taking notes actually will help you remember. So when you get to the homework, it's easier. And it's also just a great reference guide for you, not only when you're working on this specific chapter, but then when you get to the exam portions of the class, then you have your notes as a quick reference guide as well. And even after the class, we won't remember this stuff forever. So when you get on the job and you need to make a pivot table, you'll have your notes handy dandy ready to refer to when you need to use those skills. Okay, let me tell you one more thing before I wrap this up. If you were taking this class with me in the classroom, we would spend 3 hours a week walking through each chapter. So that's just to give you a little context as to how much time it takes to learn and master these skills. But when you spend the time learning the chapter, it makes the homework that much easier and it ensures that you're going to get a really good grade in the course. As you're walking through any given chapter, whether you're just reading it and you want clarification, or if you're on the homework and you need help, I'm here all the time. Email me. I can create a little video for you. I can call you and walk you through it. I'm always on my email, so feel free to reach out to me at any time if you need help.